What's up, all you beautiful, gorgeous, sexy people out there? Welcome back to another NBA 2k15 MyGm with your Cleveland Cavaliers. And today we're taking on the Houston Rockets. Fear the Beard capitalizes on that turnover from LeBron James, and now I'm going to drive to the rim with Kyrie Irving. He's putting on a little bit of salsa moves, and now he's going to hit that circus slam, 4-2, 4 buckets, and we're going to tie up the game in the early stages of the first quarter against the Rockets. So guys, I'm going to kick it down to Kevin Love. He's going to do a little bit more salsa moves. Shimmy, shake, baby. Tango. Buckets. Kevin Love. Paging Dr. Love. Paging Dr. Love. You have a baby to deliver in the ER. That's right. Baby ER. It's coming out all bloody. Anyways, guys, there's a few little housekeeping things I want to do. First off, if you've seen the last video, the Rockets are without Dwight Howard. They're without their big man, so hopefully we can capitalize this. I'm going to kick it down to Mike Miller. It's Miller time. Hitting from deep in the queue. Buckets. 3 points, dropping bombs from deep in the queue. But anyways, guys, there's a little bit of housekeeping I want to do as usual. You may hear some noises in the background. If you watched any of my other videos that I've posted this week, I'm at my grandparents' house right now, and I know some of you haven't watched it, as I'm going to go back that big old booty up, fade away, fade away. That's not really Kevin Love's game, but I'm going to do it anyway. Kevin uses really that hook shot, that 3-point shot. I haven't really seen him do any fadeaways this season, so hopefully I'm going to try to avoid that, but if it's working, you got to go with it. But anyways, as I was saying, guys, I'm at my grandparents' house right now, which means, you know, they're probably going to hear some noises as I pick the pocket of that guy. It might have been James Harden. I just picked his pocket, or Patrick Beverly, and I'm going to back it out with LeBron James, the king, tearing it down, baby. Tearing it down, tearing down the walls of Houston, tearing it down. He's setting up his kingdom. This is his kingdom. The Q is the house that LeBron built. But anyways, guys, as I was saying, you may hear some noises in the background. That's just the dog that I'm babysitting for my grandparents as they're out of town. So if you hear that, if you hear any weird noises, as I said in another video, if you hear voices in your head, you might want to seek treatment for that, because I can't really help you there, but just be aware that there's going to be stuff I can't really control right now. So guys, here we are. We're almost to the mid-season point of this season, actually, and that means, you know, we're probably gonna have a trade coming up, at least, and maybe 2 more episodes somewhere, and then we're gonna have a trade come up. And I actually took the time to look at some of the trades suggested. Once again, some of the trades are some of the pieces that we could move. You see, we got Alec Burks, which was a major trade. We need that shooting guard since Dion Waiters is out. We need some athletic person that could run with our twos. Well, the thing is, now we have 2 guards, basically 2 twos. Alec Burks and Dion Waiters, they kind of are the same mold. They kind of like to get to the rim. They can shoot that 3-point, but they create their own shot. That's their main game. If we have them both in the lineup at the same time, then that's just going to be useless, because I want to have one of them running the show in that second group. I'm going to go up here, get the bucket in the first quarter with a 30-20 run, 32-20 score, basically. And now we're having a great start to the first quarter. I'm slamming cookies down. I'm having a great start to this game. But anyways, you know, we could get rid of one of those. We could get rid of Dion Waiters, since Alec Burks, I believe, is actually rated higher. I'm not too sure on that. I'd have to check. Since Dion is injured, it doesn't really show his exact stats or his exact overall rating. But if we trade Dion Waiters, that's a valuable asset. That's someone we could trade. Now, let me put this for the record. I know some of you are Cavaliers fans, just like I am. If I make moves on here, it's not because I don't know, like, the fan base. I do know that people like Anderson Varejao. Anderson Varejao is actually one of the favorite Cavaliers out there, just because of his grit, his determined pubes on his head. But a lot of people like, you know, Anderson Varejao, so we could trade him, though, because he is an older asset, someone that we could move and get something back for. That's a lot. That could be a valuable asset for us in the future, and we could trade both of them to get a bigger center, to get a Nerlens Noel, to get Joel Embiid, to get one of those guys to where we can have an athletic, younger center. Even though if this was real life, there's no way the Cavaliers would trade Anderson Varejao. I mean, he does have an expiring contract this year. I don't know if they've actually re-signed him just yet. As their dude misses that shot, I get the rebound with Kevin Love. I'm going to give it to Kyrie, and I'm going to do my magic. Dude, behind the back, look at that move. I love that move. I'm working on my stick skills, baby. I'm working on my dribble skills, especially with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie's one of the people that I like doing those, you know, those Allen Iverson moves with. I like having him in the isolation. This dude's just gonna get pushed down. I say, get out of here, dude. I'm like a tower. Get out of here. I'm blowing you over. Alley-oop. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. You see, I'm dialing 1-800 alley-oop. Oop, oop. Alley. Getting buckets. Alley. LeBron James. There we go, baby. 41-29. So as I was saying, you know, we really have to look at pieces to move, because we're not going to be able to get anyone big unless we move someone or two people at least that are valuable assets to us in order to get someone that's better, which is something we have to look at doing, honestly, if we want to make a trade. You know, Fear the Beard's just going to work me over once again. He's just going to drive to the lane. There's no help defense whatsoever. One thing they need to improve in NBA 2K15 or the 2K series, as I try to spin move, nothing's happened there. They're just blocking me down. And now it's Mike Miller time. I'm going to pass it down to LeBron James, trying to work people over, trying to get something going, trying to create an offense. I'm going down low to the post, back that big old booty up against James Harden. He has no hope, no prayer, no answer. It's actually Patrick Beverly, and he has no chance against my man Kevin Love. Paging Dr. Love. Kevin Love's in the house. The doctor's in the house. Kevin Love. That's what I like to see from Kevin. But slowly but surely, in this second quarter, they're cutting back into lead. The first quarter was mine against Houston, and this second quarter has been big. So guys, there's actually some NBA news I actually wanted to talk about that I completely forgot until this instance. What do you all think of Rondo going to the Dallas Mavericks? That was a big trade. That definitely certifies them as one of the top contenders in the West. They have a complete team, almost. I believe they have Rondo now. They have Monte Ellis. They have at the threes Chandler Parsons. The fours, of course, Dirk the German. And then they have Tyson Chandler on the opposite at the 5 spot. So they could be an opposing threat to the Cavaliers this season. If we face them in the finals, that's going to be a big matchup. I'm thinking it could be the Mavericks or the Spurs this season, as I go to the bucket and one with Kyrie. Young Blood Irving. But anyways, you know, that could be a big matchup for us. I'm really thinking it's probably going to be OKC coming out, maybe Golden State. You know, the West is really a bunch of teams that could compete with anyone in the East, pretty much. They have a bunch of great teams that could come out of there. Any one of them. You know, Golden State could come out of there. Memphis could come out of there because they're having a great year. You have the Clippers are going to be great. They're going to be a tough outing for any team that faces them. You have the Mavericks. You have the Spurs. And, of course, you have OKC. After that Durant injury, you know they're going to be climbing back into the playoff spot. I believe they're chasing. I don't really know who they're chasing right now. It's some team. I think it's actually New Orleans who they're chasing in the West. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about that Rondo trade. Anyways, let's get back into this game. Let's talk about this game. We are facing the Houston Rockets, and without Dwight Howard, I want to go low into the paint. They can't handle me. They can't handle Kevin Love. They can't handle Andy. I don't really think their big man has much of a chance. I think it's Andre Blatch. He's going to miss that shot right there. I give it down to Kevin Love. Kevin's going to get the rebound. I think he finished with another double-double. And guys, we're on like a 14-game win streak, dumping down them cookies. But anyways, we're on like a 14-game win streak, somewhere in there. That's why you haven't seen me post any videos of any loss recently, because I just haven't lost. Nobody can beat me. Nobody can beat me on my home court. Some of these games have been tight. If you've seen in my live streams, you know I've gone down to the wire. And when I'm going down to the wire, I like having Kyrie take the ball actually instead of LeBron, because he can do some magical things, especially when I need those 3-pointers. So here we go, up with Mike Miller time from deep in the queue. You're going to hear that dog run back and forth right now, and he's a little bastard. I hate him. I'm just playing. But anyways, guys, so our 2 guard is probably outmatched right here. You know, they do have James Harden. James Harden is one of my favorite NBA players, actually. He's pretty solid. He's a beast. He has a giant beard, which is definitely something I love personally. You know, he's supporting those bearded men out there. I try to go behind the back with Mike Miller. That's not a pass you can make, Mike. You can't do that. That's not your forte. That's not your thing. You're not a playmaker like that. You just step back and shoot threes. Don't do those behind the back passes. They hit a 3-pointer right there. Now it's 82-69. It's a 13-point game. Hopefully we can keep the lead because it's almost the 4th quarter, and now it's time to just do a one-on-one. LeBron James versus James Harden. I'm going to the rim. No, I'm not. I'm going to pass it down to Kevin. No, Kevin, you have to hit buckets. Kevin, come on, Kevin. You got to get buckets. You got to make that shot. Each and every time I want you to make that shot. But as I was saying, they're 2 guard with James Harden. You know, I really want to take away them, especially when they don't have Dwight Howard. So I matched up James Harden with LeBron James, but that really didn't do anything. James still went off on me. I think he had like 30 points, 7 assists, somewhere in that range, maybe 7 rebounds, something like that. Maybe even more than that. He might have had a double-double, but, you know, you can't really stop James Harden. He's one of those players that could be a superstar eventually. He's still one of those young buds that's still up and coming in the league. Even though he's working towards being a star, they kick it down low. Blatch is going to get that shot easily. No defense, no help defense whatsoever from my team. That's one thing, as I said, 2K really needs to improve that help defense. The AI for my team is ridiculous. They don't know when to rotate. They don't know when to move over. I probably need to try working on that. You guys seen in the last video also. I wanted to mention this too, that I had a trainer that was a D in potential and a D in overall like training or whatever, and I tried to get rid of him, but my staff, I didn't have enough staff money to sign anyone else, anyone better, so now I'm stuck with a worse trainer, but he has a C- potential, so we're gonna have to get rid of that dude. That dude's gonna be fired. I'm gonna be like Donald Trump and fire that dude right after the season. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. That's what I like to see out there. They're coming to the lead once again, and now it's a 2-point game, but I cut it back up towards a 4-point game. They came back, they made a run. It's a game of runs. You know, I'm having tight games in each and every one of these win streak games. James Harden's going to pull up for 3. He's going to miss that shot. Tristan Thompson is going to come up the rebound, and now I'm going to run to the rim, and I'm going to do a no-look flashy pass to Alec Burks, and he's going to dunk them cookies. That was ridiculous. I pulled out that flashy pass. I pulled out that salsa move, that tango move, and used LeBron James to kick it to Alec Burks with a no-look pass for the bucket. Get blocked, James Harden, by Mike Miller. Mike's playing defense. It's Miller time. I thought I should have done an alley-oop right there. He's going to miss that shot. Oh, no, he actually made it. That's surprising. I thought Anderson Varejao would have had the rebound, but luckily we got the roll there. And so now it's still a 3-point game. They're hanging in there. They're hanging tight. We need to start pulling away here. Kyrie right here is going to kick it down to Kevin, and Kevin's luckily going to get this right here, and I'm going to back that big old booty up and get that shot. There we go, Kevin. Down the low post, the low block. That's where Kevin likes to shoot. That's where he's dangerous. That's where he can score each and every time. He's dangerous from 3-point land, and he's dangerous from in close. So we need to use Kevin and utilize Kevin as much as possible. He's one of those players that I really need. And I know someone mentioned I should trade Kevin. Guys, I love Kevin. I love me some Kevin. I love me some Kevin. He's my baby. He's my boo. I'm not going to trade Kevin, okay? Kevin's not going to be traded. I do like the suggestion to trade Anderson Varejao. So whoever made that was... I do like that, even though I like him as a player for the Cavs. He's one of my favorite players, of course, because he's a center. He's a wild thing, Varejao. But we could trade him. We could trade Dion Waiters. That was a fine suggestion. I need people to trade. We need someone to trade, someone to get rid of, to where we can have a low block player that will really solidify this team. Because then we have a dominant presence down low. We'd have the shooting outside when we have our backups. Mike Miller come in, James Jones come in. You know, Sean Marion can shoot the 3. We'd have that outside shooting, and we'd have a dominant presence down low. But anyways, guys, there's 3 points. It's a 3-point game. They're driving to the hoop. He kicks it down. Patrick Beverley's going to kick it down after the LeBron James turnover. He's going to give it to James Harden. James Harden, what a lucky bounce. He kicks it back to LeBron James, who's standing right there after that turnover. And now it's just time to hit those free throws, baby. Come on, be clutch, LeBron. Once in your life. Got the roll. There we go. That's one. Come on, give me another one, LeBron. Give me another one. Be clutch. Be clutch. This is your land. This is my land. This is your land. This is Believe land. There we go, baby. That's what I like to see. Clutch. Finish it off now. It's still a 4-point game or a 5-point game. They have to hit a 3-pointer here to make it close. I go up with my Miller, try to block that shot, and they hit the 3-pointer with 7 seconds left to make it a 2-point game. It's dangerous close. They came back, and they've been sticking with me this entire fourth quarter. So they had to foul LeBron here, and now it's time to pull out those clutch. They say LeBron doesn't have a fourth quarter. Well, we need to pull it out now, baby. Get this fourth quarter. There we go. There's one. That's what I like to see, being clutch. Hopefully you don't have to do this in the finals, or we're screwed. Buckets. There we go. That's going to put the nail in the coffin. We win 105-101. So stay frosty, guys, and remember, I love ya.